We are all racists. Everyone in this room and everyone in the room out there is a racist. Some will let it show, others will in their heart and their soul and their mind know that just because someone looks different and talks different doesn't mean they're lower.
I guess the way you can put me is I'm just a patriotic American.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much for coming out here tonight. Come on, sit down, have a seat with us. Okay.
If the federal government had been living up to its responsibility to, protect the safety and security of the American citizens, there would be no need for Help Save Manassas or any organization. And because the federal government is basically viewed as absolutely useless in dealing with this issue for the most part, the only solution is to start working at the state and local level where government's more responsive.
But I would willingly pay more taxes if that's what it takes to rid our county of these criminals.
Everything indicates that the policy is making a big impact and it's encouraging illegal aliens to leave. That saves us potentially millions and millions of dollars.
You all are really nailing it to the commercial people.
Our military should all be brought back home. They should not be overseas when we don't protect our borders.
You betrayed us by closing your ears and your offices to us while you opened them to hatred and fiscal irresponsibility. You betrayed more than just one person or ethnic group. You betrayed democracy.
Thank you. We cannot give passes to illegal aliens that are violating our laws. Just because we haven't found them hiding in the back of the closet yet doesn't mean that if they pop out tomorrow, they're suddenly our brother. They're foreign nationals with no right to be here.
Greg Latique, who is the president of Help Save Manassas, and an influential blogger who seems to have the ear of the chairman. He's someone who's extremely good at spinning. He can articulate in theological terms, justifications for his political beliefs and actions.
We were founded on Christian principles, and the Bible instructs us to do certain things, and even for those that aren't particularly religious, those values infuse our political system. So we need to ensure that we recognize our culture and our history and the founding principles of our country as we engage in this process. So understanding what they've had to go through and saying, yes, you're causing all these problems and you need to go home, but we still love you, just sounds responsible.
I came to this country when I was 9. I crossed the border through Tijuana. My mother was physically and mentally abused, so she decided to just pack up one day and leave our dad. The last time that we hit rock bottom, I remember living on the side of on the road, the highway. I mean, she had young children, 4 young children, crossing the border.
Did she think that it was illegal what she was doing with her family, and was that a risk she was willing to take?
The fact that you're breaking a law by coming here without documents, I think that is the least worry they have on their mind. What they have on their mind is feeding their children and pursuing a better dream for their children. I don't think Mr. Latik or anybody, how can you know what hunger is when you haven't felt it? How can you know what danger is when you've never been in danger?
Assisting others in violating the law or essentially committing a sin is something that we're not called on to do. You know, we're trying to be compassionate, but at the same time, we render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and we follow the scriptures of Romans 13 that say, you know, basically you follow the law and you're required to do so.
Whose law? God's law or man's? God's law is about love. Man's law is about fear. Fear of what? Undercutting jobs and wages, not learning English, a burden to taxpayers. God's law says love your neighbor like yourself. Man's rule of law says no papers. Get the heck out of here, scum.
The people of Help Save Manassas or other places in the United States want tough arrests and deportation to be part of a new immigration policy. If you were deported and your family, your kids who are U.S. citizens were here and you found yourself back in Guadalajara, would you risk your life again to come back?
Yes.
Why?
Because this is my home.
This one person we've interviewed, we're talking to lots of illegal immigrant families, and her name's Rosen.
Mm-hmm.
She's frightened to death if she was detained or something, that she could be deported and separated from her children. And you're a dad.
Mm-hmm.
How does that story make you feel?
It makes me feel good that an illegal alien who has broken the law thinks that the consequences for breaking the law are credible now. You know, I'm sorry. You could be the most wonderful person in the world, but if you're an illegal alien, you've broken the law and you need to be back home.